Welcome to The Priority Shift, a podcast dedicated to focusing on your true priorities, both personal and professional, using the 80-20 method. I'm your host, Christina Walker. Let's dive in. Episode 14, Inventory and the Hidden Cost. One thing that plagues many companies is inventory and inventory management systems. People are always on the hunt for a better system, feeling like that will be the magic bullet and help them solve all of their issues. What I have found, though, is that it doesn't matter how fancy the system is. It has to do with the discipline you have and your team has to ensuring that the system is correct. I'm a little odd because I love the complexities of inventory, and I feel a great sense of pride when I get handed a messy inventory process and I can simplify it. In this episode, I wanted to break down inventory pieces and things that you can do right now to help ensure that the inventory you have is correct. If you take a step back and look at it through an 80-20 lens, your high-running products or your 80s inventory is usually pretty correct. It's your 20s that cause headaches and system issues. Example, customer calls in and they want the widget 3000, which you haven't sold in 6 months. The system says that you have all the parts on hand and you can easily make this product. You quote the customer a 2-week lead time thinking it will go together quickly. The order processes and your team starts to try and build it. They walk out onto the production floor and realize they are missing a few components. Now you have to order the components from your supplier and deal with their lead times. And if you're anything like me, usually once you have ordered those parts and put the product together, you find the other parts sitting on a shelf behind other product where it shouldn't be. I swore that I had little elves running around the facility in the off hours moving things around all the time. Or maybe my other personal favorite is the system says that you had 0 products, so you order things and then you realize that you had a box of the widgets laying around, again, usually in the wrong spots. The types of inventory issues pop up constantly and just end up costing the company time and money, and probably cause you as the manager a few additional gray hairs and added stress that just were not needed. So what's the solution? This is where 80-20 and simplifying your product offering at the beginning comes into play. Is the product that you just spent time running around on and working on worth having part of your portfolio anymore? If the answer is no, then move to disposing or selling off the rest of the products. The other thing that I see happen a lot with managers and accountants is that they keep something that hasn't sold in ages because it may sell at some point and we have already invested money into it. But that item is taking up floor space, which is money, and is taking up resources and time, again, which is money and comes out in money for the salaries, when we have to continue to count that product. Again, I can equate this to the home. What area of the house do you have a junk drawer in that is holding stuff that you may or may not ever need? And honestly, even if you do need that item, you probably would not remember where you placed it, and you'd go buy a new one anyways. And that junk drawer filled with items that are just taking up space means that something else more valuable cannot be placed there. You may have spent money on that item, but at that moment it is no longer serving you. It's okay to part with the item so something else can take its place instead. I challenge you to a goal for January to focus on cleaning out the junk drawer, either in your home or in your office. What items are just taking up space and collecting dust, both figuratively and literally, and then dispose of them and clear out the clutter. And take the small wins that together build to make a positive difference. Thanks for listening, and make sure to leave us a 5-star review on your favorite listening platform. And share this with a friend, colleague, or manager. Find more info at PriorityShiftSolutions.com and reach out to Christina directly to get started with coaching and applying the 80-20 method.